It's Friday, fool, and you need this tool. Welcome back to another glorious episode of It's Friday, fool, you need this tool. My name is Kyle Voss, and on Fridays, I bring you a tool that I use here in this shop or that I have featured on this channel. Today we're talking TIG welding. TIG welding. So we're kind of bringing one back, way back. This is one of the OG you need this tools, the original gangster. So basically, I did this tool back in like number 5 of you need this tool, which was probably over 2 years ago, because we're creeping on 100 now. And since then, it's kind of been reinvented. Same awesome goodness in a new package, in a new design, new look, if you will. So those of you that have TIG welders or in the TIG welding industry, have TIG welded, have ever been on Instagram and ever looked at any kind of TIG welding, you're gonna know what I'm gonna show you today. Because you've seen it, because everybody uses it. It is the staple in the TIG welding world, and that is the FUPA, the Furic Cup. So back in like 2015, 2016, I was kind of looking around for fabricators near me that were doing really good stuff, mainly just to make content. Go to their shop, interview them, make some great content for the channel, and I found Michael Furic. He was doing his thing. He was rocking the game. So back then, 2015, 2016, he was making the Furic Cup, the glass version. Let me go get one. So that was it. Basically a little glass cup, titanium cover on it to try to keep it from cracking, with the dog print. For those of you who know Mike Furic, they call him the dog. The original Furic, the FUPA 12. If you're new to the game, you've probably never seen one of these. You're probably used to one of these. And this is what I'm gonna show you today. The FUPA 12. The new FUPA 12. So honestly, I don't think, at least from looking at it, not a whole lot has changed since my original You Need This Tool episode number 5, where I covered this particular FUPA 12, to what he offers today. And he may still offer these, I don't know. But most of what you see is these, the ceramic FUPA 12s. And really the only difference is, I mean, they're the same size, same characteristics, have the same diffusing screens on the inside. Couple little changes. One of the biggest changes really is the old FUPA didn't have any threads in here. He would basically, you had an adapter that had a rubber gasket on it. You give this thing like a little lick, you could kind of spin it on there, which in its own was pretty good. You can kind of flip flop them. He also made the Furic 8, number 8. You buy them in like little 4-packs, just like this. These were mainly for aluminum. The FUPA 12s and the bigger ones were made for your more exotic metal, stainless, titanium. So when you're switching from something like titanium, stainless, I mean, hell, I really like these on mild steel, to something you're gonna do aluminum with, really you could just spin that thing off, you give this one a lick, you pop it on there, you're ready to go. It was that easy. The high temperature rubber O-ring idea was a great idea as far as that goes in my eyes. Now, one of the downfalls obviously were that the O-rings themselves would wear out, and you know, it wasn't a threaded setup, which the new ones are. So let's back up a little bit. I've tried and own pretty much every style TIG welding cup, cap, tube, whatever you want to call it, on the market. So everything from these huge diffusers that you can buy that have a screw-on cup. So this is like what is the equivalent of the number 8. with a huge diffuser on it, all the way down to like this style here, which is just what they call the shorties, I guess. So you got a 7. Here you got a 7 that has a little more use on it. Here's an 8. It's got some use on it. So this 8 here, this ceramic, is basically the equivalent of Furik's 8. Pretty close. 6, 7, 8, 12, you can get these as big as you want. But honestly, without a doubt, I've never found anything that I like as much as the Furik cups. Now, this is a relatively new cup. You can see one that I use all the time. It's got a little more color to it, you know what I'm saying? A couple more miles on it. It's just been used a little bit more. But the same cup, and really these things work awesome. I mean, I strongly suggest you don't even wasting your time buying anything else. These aren't that expensive. Don't go out here and buy anything else. Just spend your money. Go buy the Furik stuff, depending on what you're doing. The FUPA 12 is a perfect all-around cup. It's gonna do your stainless, it's gonna do your mild steel. It's really gonna have awesome gas coverage around that weld, and those welds will come out nice and clean. If you've never welded, if you've never TIG welded with something like this, if you are still using the factory style collet that has the holes in it, these are great for aluminum. But if you're doing mild steel, stainless, any kind of exotic metals, you definitely don't want to use one of these. And if you flip over to something like this, instantly it's gonna make you look like you're twice as good as you really are. Promise. Now, this is not a sales pitch. Michael Furik doesn't know I'm gonna do this video. I just believe in this stuff this much. It works that good. Why does it work that good? I guess we need to talk about that a little bit. When you're talking about the styles that come with your welder, so if you buy a brand new welder, this is the style setup you're gonna get. It's gonna have a little collet piece. Well, this is, I guess, is the collet. This is what the tungsten goes in. It goes right inside there just like that. This goes in your torch. So this is gonna go in your torch just like that. And then you have your little cup that goes over top of it, okay, and it screws on. Now, this might be a variety of different sizes. So this one here is, well, I don't know what size it is. But they come in different sizes. You can get bigger ones, smaller ones. And like I said, these work great for like aluminum, where you don't, the gas coverage is not as critical. But really what needs to happen is anytime you go up to mild steel, stainless, titanium, any of those exotic metals, you need more gas coverage. You need a smoother flowing gas coverage. And so what everybody recommends is that you go to a gas lens diffuser. So this is your collet style. This is your gas lens diffuser here. Basically this just takes the place of that. In the end of this thing, you'll see this little screen is the best way to kind of explain it, versus just several holes that go around there. So this is what you want to go to. So basically what's going to happen is this gas lens diffuser, it screws right in your, it's going to screw right into the end of your torch, just like that. Just like this bad boy would. It's just going to take the place of it. Like I said, it has a screen on the end. And really this can be used as it is. So you could take, you know, one of these style shorty cups. If you're doing aluminum, you can still use something like this. It's gonna work pretty good. But what I recommend, and why we're here today, the reason you're watching this video, because what you want to do is you don't want to settle just for the gas lens diffuser. You want to go with something like what Furik offers, which has a secondary screen or gas diffuser. So it comes out of here nice and smooth, diffused, and then before it actually comes out of the cup itself, it is diffused again. So these new ones, they're made to just screw right over top of these, and you're good to go. Tungsten slides right in the end. Slide your tungsten in, ready to rock and roll. Now the advantage to these is obviously you have extraordinary gas coverage. So much so that in some of my videos when I was building the Bibbster, I think I used stick out to that extreme at some points when I'm trying to get down in some of those really sharp points. I got the stick out way out there, and still absolutely no issues whatsoever. That cup gets the job done. So there it is. Furyk stuff, the FUPA 12. I think he has some bigger stuff out there, the Moose Knuckle. He's got some smaller stuff, obviously. I've got some of those. And I know this probably sounds like a commercial more so than any other of my Friday Fool videos. But when you really, really, really believe in something, like I believe in this, you almost feel like it's an obligation to get somebody to go buy these. Like it's gonna make that big of a difference in the way your welds look. There are a few things you'll need to be aware of. You'll have to make sure that you have the proper adapter to adapt these Furyk cups to your torch. If you say have like the number 17 torch, which is a pretty standard torch that you get in most of your kits, I think his cups work with like the number 9s and the 20s. But if you have like the bigger torch, like the 17s, I'm not really sure what the water-cooled version of that is, the 18. I think those you will need the adapter, which adapts to these. So as I always do, I'll drop you some links in the description. You can go check these things out for yourself. Check out the price point, which like I said, is very good. And definitely worth having if you're gonna try to put out some quality TIG welds. And I mean, I challenge you, go on Instagram, go put in TIG welding, hashtag TIG welding. See how many people are using this exact cup right here. See what kind of welds people are putting down with this exact cup right here. And then, if you've never heard of this, well, you heard it here first. You owe me. You owe me one, bro. There you go, just dropping nuggets of knowledge right here on the Fab Forums for you guys. Speaking of nuggets of knowledge, been really thinking about this whole membership thing, as you know if you watch the channel. And you know, I mentioned I'd do some tutorials. I think I really want to exploit that to the point where I think if you're not signed up and you're looking to learn something, you're missing out. I mean, I have people all the time talk about going to trade schools, wanting to do mentorships, wanting to go work free somewhere, sweeping the floors just so they can learn something. And I mean, hell, I can do that right here. Subscribe to the membership. I'll be dropping in-depth tutorials twice a month, always on Saturdays. At least that's what I've decided now. I might change that. And really, the first one's tomorrow, so it's not too late. Tomorrow, dropping like a 20-30 minutes tutorial on tube notching. Roll bar tube notching. If you're not a member, you need to go join. I'm dropping my knowledge, you're getting my nuggets of knowledge for $5 a month. I mean, hell, that's like one good beer, a coffee, if you're into that kind of thing. I wish I had that opportunity. Anyway, enough out of me. Tomorrow, if you're a member, tube notching videos coming out. Alright guys, there you go. The Furyk cup. Go check out Michael Furyk, Instagram, just put in FUPA 12, TIG welding, whatever you want, put it in there, you'll see what I'm talking about. And go get you one if you don't have one, and you can thank me later. As always, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys some more this week. It's Friday, fool!